and Edgar Momplaisir.
Fantastic pronunciation.
Edgar Momplaisir. I've been practicing all week. You are a new friend.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to have you as a friend. Wait, who's been on hold for 2 hours? Hold on. Somebody's been on hold for 2 hours? All right, they'll take their calls before I take my break. I'll take their calls. Don't worry. But Edgar, you and I worked on a job, which we're not going to talk about that because work is not fun to talk about. Right?
Yeah. I feel like, look, everyone's dream is to write for television and like keep dreaming. You know what I mean? That's the best part of it is when you're dreaming about it.
Absolutely. And then look, in the scheme of jobs,
right?
Still one of the best jobs you can get.
One of the best jobs.
Absolutely.
One of the best jobs.
But still a job.
It's 100% a job.
And that's just reality with any job. For me, the reality is the day you'd rather be somewhere else than doing that, it becomes a job.
That's true. That's true.
That's okay. It's just reality.
It's not many things I'd rather be doing
than writing for TV.
It's like a couple of things.
Okay. What are some of those things?
A Republican senator.
You'd rather be a Republican senator.
They doing good.
They are. Yeah.
You know, I like winning. I don't like losing.
Winning. You'd be a real winner. That'd be great. Now, that'd be fun if you became a Republican senator.
They winning.
What state?
Missouri. I feel like that'd be a big, like, no one would expect that. A Haitian American.
Sure.
Missourian.
What about
how do you say it? Missouri. Is there a word
Hey, you're
for
the
it?
senator from there. You tell me.
And I probably just moved there.
You just lost the election because you couldn't even say whether a Missourian is. I picture you like Idaho.
I like Idaho.
Idaho would be amazing.
I like Idaho. Yeah. I like potatoes.
Sure. But it's one of those things, just see you on C-SPAN would be just like.
Bro, I would kill C-SPAN.
Senator Momplaisir. It'd be like
R-Idaho. And I'm like talking about something wild. Like, we should be using more lead in our coins.
Yeah. And people would be like, well, he's our senator.
Yep.
I like him.
I like him.
Because everybody hates everybody else's senator.
Absolutely.
But they like their own.
I do. I love Dianne Feinstein.
You know, Ted Cruz, everybody hates Ted Cruz.
Well, he's not my senator.
But he's going to be in office till the end of time.
Yeah, he is. He's not going anywhere.
No, he'll be 80.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's going to be one of those lifers.
Yeah.
Well, he's a smart guy. People don't know this. He does stupid shit, but he's a smart guy.
Yeah. No, he's... Yeah, I mean, look, he's one of the. I like when he does things where he's like, he talks all about like elites and stuff.
Right.
And he's like, wait, you went to Harvard and Princeton.
That's right.
Both.
That's right.
Look, I'm wearing a Princeton basketball shirt. I didn't go to Princeton.
No.
They sold me this shirt.
Yeah, you also like the way that they play offense. You like the Princeton's offense.
Oh, I love the four corners and just the Pete Carroll system where they win a game 18-16.
That's right.
That's my brand of basketball.
Center. I know how you
play.
My
brand of basketball.
I like it.
No, I didn't go anywhere near. I walked around the campus.
Well, you and I are both, I believe, college. We both are not college grads.
It took me 8 years to graduate eventually, but I did after 8 years.
Okay.
But I might as well have not. If it takes 8 years, I kind of didn't graduate when it takes 8 years to graduate.
Right.
It means like, well, what'd you do with those other 4?
Yeah, but I remember in the room, you and I would side text a lot about Harvard people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, this Harvard thing. And then look, do I wish I went to Harvard? Of course I do.
Of course.
It's all envy.
Yeah.
With me.
Absolutely.
But then I saw this thing that like BJ Novak said today where he was just like, he said, I'm going to read you this.
I know the quote. Can I defend BJ? I want to defend BJ.
Okay.
I know no one else wants to take this position.
Okay.
I think that he was acknowledging that people hate when people go to Harvard.
No, that's fair. He's not saying it works against you to be from Harvard because it doesn't.
No.
You show up and they're just like, here, which of these jobs you want?
Yeah, but it's also just like,
I want to work I'll try late night.
Yeah, exactly. But also it's just like, BJ, stop. No one needs to hear you say yes.
Yeah, just spare us.
He should have skipped the question. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He should have just said, I went to Harvard.
Yeah.
Gave me a huge advantage on the thing, but then after that, you got to earn it, which is the truth of the matter.
Absolutely.
You could be from Harvard and be terrible. You'll get 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually true. I met a few people who
let's say 6.
6. You get 6. You can carve out up to 6 years.
That's right.
On talentlessness.
Yes.
With that diploma
With that Harvard
doing the
lampoon,
talking for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But beyond that, you got to earn it. But yeah, I just feel like you got to, if you went to Harvard, you got to just defer to everybody.
Just defer to everybody. There's some questions you don't got to answer, I
Just
think.
say.
I think that's my advice to any celebrity. It's some questions you don't got to answer.
Yeah, that's true. There's that compulsion. It's just like, well, I have to say how I feel about that.
You don't.
And you're like, yeah, no, you don't.
You don't. But I also think it's on reporters. I think reporters are doing too much.
You mean in asking questions like that?
I think so. I think there's some questions that don't got to be asked.
Well, but then you got to, I would say to that, it ultimately falls on the interview subject to just go like, come on, I don't look.
Good point.
Yeah, you just deflect.
Good point.
Look at in sports, some of the most, like the people who navigated sports correctly, two of the people I think of, Derek Jeter,
Right.
Tim Duncan.
Yep.
All they did was go, oh, we play a good game. No,
Say less,
boring
yep.
humans. And then you hear, oh, Tim Duncan's funny. Oh, he's so funny when he's not. He's the cut up of the team. It's like, we don't show any of to the people that.
Zero personality.
He doesn't care.
That's right.
He doesn't care at all. He just, he's like, no, great game. Everybody tried, and I'm doing my best out there, and we're.
That's how I plan to be a senator of Missouri.
So you'll be that guy who just like, we're doing a great job. It was a team effort.
It was a team effort. That bill, we all put in. When Coach put up that bill, we all put in.
So you'll be on the floor of the Senate. Be a good game. Good game.
They said Tim Duncan would talk trash by giving you advice, which I thought was brilliant.
Wow, that's amazing. To just be like, hey, you should do this more.
Yeah.
That's the coldest thing on earth. Now, Edgar, what are you? Because Edgar's a really talented writer. That's how I got to know Edgar, working on a show that will be out later this year. I think.
We won't say what show, but you can find it on the blockchain.
It's not hard. It's on the blockchain. It's very easy to find. Boy, that was a fun moment. Like, hey, we're on the blockchain. What? We are? Whatever. We were both paid. We both did it. It was a fun job. I had a great time, and I think the show's going to be really fun.
I also think so.
But again, one of the benefits that come out of those jobs is getting to be friends with people and meet new people. So that was one of the. If that's all I took from it, I got paid and met a couple people that I consider friends.
Right,
amazing.
That's all you can take.
That's me winning. What are you? Have you seen any movies lately? You see Elvis? Did you see Elvis?
I didn't see Elvis, but did you see Elvis?
I did.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I'm asking everybody this question. I want you to answer me honestly.
Yeah.
Is it true that there's a scene in Elvis where he's at a party for white people and he doesn't feel comfortable, and so he goes to a black neighborhood and sniffs the air and gets power from the black neighborhood?
Well, I don't know if he got power from it. I think
but does he sniff the air?
Yeah, he's because look, he's trash. Elvis was trash. That's the whole thing about Elvis. He's trash.
Right.
He was not whatever. Look, I love the movie.
Right.
I feel like it was insane. It's an insane movie.
Right.
But it's do you like Baz Luhrmann movies?
I've never seen one.
Okay. Do you see Moulin Rouge?
I've never seen that.
They're insane movies. They're made by a crazy person.
Right. Did he do Chicago?
Sorry?
Did he do Chicago?
No, he didn't do Chicago. He did Great Gatsby.
Okay.
Moulin Rouge, Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, Romeo plus Juliet.
Yeah, and they're
bonkers.
It's the kitchen sink is what it is. Yeah, so he just like this to me is like his ultimate kitchen sink movie, and Tom Hanks is in it in like a fat suit, and he's like it's insane.
But he don't get superpowers from the black neighborhood.
He doesn't start flying around or anything. No, what do you think?
Well, someone told me it was like he was. Have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z?
No.
Okay. Really. Well, there's this thing that Goku does called the Spirit Bomb.
Okay.
Where he gets powers from everyone around.
Sure.
Like he asks for the whole universe to send him their energy, and that person was saying that that's what that scene felt like.
Well, look, there is a subtext to Elvis, obviously, that Elvis was was lifting very
Right.
liberally
Right.
from the achievements of black performers
Right.
and artists.
Right.
And that's but I do
But
feel
never
like,
in the form of energy.
I don't feel like he was a vampire and suddenly like BB King is like, I can't play this guitar anymore. And then Elvis is like, like he didn't steal his power. It's not like that.
This is what someone told me.
Okay.
But I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
I saw Gray Man.
Oh, how is it?
It took me 3 times.
Well, that's the sign of a great movie then. Usually when it takes 3 times to get through it, it sounds like a classic. Like you put that on the poster.
Yeah.
It took me 3 times to get through it. Edgar Momplaisir.
Edgar Momplaisir. That's my review. I like Gosling though.
I do too. I like him. He's great.
But I'm worried about him.
Well, the Ken.
Yeah. Doesn't that worry you a little bit that there's something going on?
I just feel like it's like he's stepping into a meme
Right.
in a way where like it's going to be one of those things that gets like chewed up and run through everything before the
Right.
movie comes out, and people are going to be just like sick of it.
Right.
By the time Barbie comes out,
We'll be so tired because we've seen all this shit about it and
Yeah.
all the jokes and no, that's a good point.
I feel like, and it's funny. I saw like like an online thing where it's like, here's a first look at Margot Robbie as Barbie, and it's just like, what do you mean first look? It's like she is Barbie. She's like this perfect human. There's a reason why they cast her in it, because she already was Barbie.
Right. It's like a second option more than a first look.
Yeah, where they're just like, hey, check out, this is her as Barbie. And it's just like, oh, it just looks like her.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wearing Barbie clothes.
That's a good
I guess
point.
That's the whole. It's not like if they were suddenly like, hey, here's Christina Ricci as
That
Barbie.
would blow
First
my
look at
Mind.
Barbie. You'd be like, okay, well, I got to see how she
Absolutely.
did that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Gray Man, I want to watch. Gray Man, sometimes you feel the whatever coming off those things from a mile away, and you're just like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm at this one.
Yeah, it's sad, man. I don't know where. Look, I was a big movie guy. That's why I went
Mm-hmm.
to film school, was to be in movies, not necessarily television. But
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know where movies are, man. I just don't know what they're about anymore.
Yeah. They're in such a weird place now where it's either a huge thing or something somebody shot on their iPhone.
Yeah,
And it's like, but I think it's kind of exciting. I think maybe out of that there's some opportunity
to do some weird shit.
to do some stuff that nobody's ready for,
I like
because
that.
nobody, like TV right now, everybody's like got their grips on it,
Yeah.
and they're like, this is where it's all at.
Yeah.
It's like you maybe go where it's not at,
That's a good
and
point.
you carve out a little bit of a path.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really, really, really good point.
Like, what would be the kind of thing you'd want to, if you were to do a movie? Say suddenly I slid you a check for $2 million. What movie would you make?
I want to do something like I really always liked. This is gonna sound mad whack. One of my favorite genres in college was what's it called? Man, I'm so tired. Okay, hold on.
How do you think I feel? You've been on for 15 minutes.
It's the one
I'm
where
8 hours in on
it's
this.
the one where they ain't put much effort into it, and all the actors were like non-actors. What's it called? Mumblecore.
Oh, yeah. So like the puffy chair and
Yeah,
things like
man,
that.
I love that shit.
Well, if you made the puffy chair, if I gave you $2 million for it, I'd be like, well, what did Edgar do with the other 1.9 million I gave him? suddenly you've got a yacht. Like, hey, here's your movie. Oh, and by the way, we can do a screening on my yacht.
It's true, man. It's true. I don't know. It's just something endearing about. I like more personal films. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I just worked on a sci-fi show, and it made me realize how much work that all is. Like all the explanations of like
Yeah.
what's happening and all that. And I just like two niggas just having a conversation.
Sure.
That's my favorite stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You should do that then.
Nah, I'll tell you right now, the market is not interested, Tom.
Well, then the market is always, if you do something good, the market becomes interested.
I appreciate that.
But I'm serious, and you're good. You're
Oh,
good, Edgar.
stop.
I saw it in the room. I saw it.
Stop.
This guy is the real deal.
What about you? If I cut you a check, I'm gonna give you 2 extra mil because I'm a nice
So I'm gonna
dude.
do 4.
You got
4
4
million.
mil.
Yeah, I would do something that was just. Honestly, I'll say this. I haven't said this publicly. It's like next That's the goal for me. The next 2 years is to ultimately end up making a movie that I write, and that's my goal. So I've got a couple things in mind, but one that I really want to do that would be kind of just. It would be character driven, but it would be funny. Like so many of these things are not funny.
True.
They're
That's
just like
true.
kind of quirky.
Yeah.
But I would make it
hard
fun. I want it to be hard funny.
We haven't had hard funny in the theaters in a long time.
No, that's the crazy thing too.
Right.
Like comedies, the way I grew up liking them and loving them, it's like those just don't exist. Like these like high concept things those don't exist anymore.
Well, you know who I blame? Todd Phillips. And I blame him in success. Like shout out to him. I thought The Hangover was, when I watched it at least, I was, the whole thing, like, look.
Oh, everybody's losing it.
Everyone was losing it. Let's be honest. We were all loving it. Obviously, culture changed and like there's certain jokes in it.
As
that
it would not fly now,
Absolutely. But when it came out, then I think that it rose the expectation too high so that every comedy then had to be a box office like destroyer.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, because suddenly comedies used to be the thing where you'd make a comedy for $8 million and it would make $35 million, and it's like, hey, congratulations, you made the money 4.5 times over. That's a huge success. Now suddenly it's just like, well, no, comedy's got to make $200 million, and then it's just like, well, we're in the same place we started now.
Exactly.
Because the funny thing is, The Hangover, when it came out, the movie it went up against was Land of the Lost. They opened on the same weekend.
That's so right.
Land of the Lost was like the kind of bloated IP, existing property thing.
They threw a lot of money at that.
money. And it just only existed because they thought they could get some value out of the name. Yeah. Not that they had the movie that justified its existence.
Right.
But then The Hangover showed up, cleaned its clock. Nobody saw Land of the Lost. Everybody saw The Hangover. And I remember seeing The Hangover. People were losing their minds.
The theater was so loud. I remember I saw it the weekend when, like, my one of my best friend's brother had passed. So we all went to the theater.
Sure.
And it felt like the whole theater knew that. And we were just losing it.
Like giving you a break a little bit.
Yeah, man. It was crazy. It was crazy to see. But you're right. I think you're 100% right that, like, that Land of the Lost movie got slapped hard. You know what else? What's that one? Your Highness. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Yep.
That was supposed to be a massive.
Yeah. And then it just, nobody cared.
No one cared. Year one as well.
Yeah. And all those high concept things that were like star driven. The whole point of The Hangover was none of these people were stars.
They were not stars. Bradley Cooper was not shit back in the day.
He was just an actor who was, you'd see him in thing. And Zach, I've been, friends with Zach for a long time, and he was just Zach.
Ed Helms was like number 6 or 7 on the call sheet.
Exactly.
On The Office.
And it just like, but then you jump forward a few years, and then Hangover 3 comes out, and then now it's just as bloated as Land of the Lost was.
Yeah, man. It's just such a weird, like, I think it's not their fault. Like, the television got too big. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now we have too much. We just got too much access. It's crazy to me that when you think about like I don't know at the time, so please don't mock me, but like people used to go to the movie theaters to watch the news. Like they would watch newsreels.
Yeah, you have the newsreels at the beginning. It was like an all-purpose community experience.
Yeah, but now it's just like I could have seen Gray Man in movie theaters.
Absolutely.
But I was just like, why? I could just go to the bar, get drunk, and then go home and watch it at 2 in the morning. Exactly.
And then go back to the bar, watch the second third of it, and then go one more time to the bar and finish it, close the movie out.
Exactly.
I think the problem with you and the Gray Man is this bar side of it, not the movie. They're Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans are just like, hey, this guy stop going to the bar before he goes to the movie. Maybe he'd be able to make it through. That's not on us.
That's facts. I just think, I don't know how the movies beat that, though.
I just think you got to give people a reason to be a part of that communal experience.
True.
And that's the beauty of movies. And it's like, I went and saw at the New Beverly, it's a revival theater, and they were doing back a few months ago, they were doing all these concert films. And I saw 2 films. I saw The Song Remains the Same, which is a Led Zeppelin concert film. I saw that at a midnight show.
Whoa.
And I saw Sign of the Times, the Prince movie.
Yes.
Both on film. And like LA is the most kind of like cynical uptight place. Everybody's too cool for school.
Too cool.
Everybody in the theater, both movies, a song would end and they would clap as if they were at a concert.
I love
People
that.
let their whole thing
They
go.
let their guard down.
And
Yeah.
they let their guard down. They were just having, and there was a shared experience.
Wow.
Everybody agreed, like, we'll all clap
Wow.
as if we're at a concert, as if we're seeing Led Zeppelin or we're seeing Prince. And it was really special.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
That's the part that needs to be kind of chased if for movie theaters to have people care. Something that
the
makes,
contract has been broken on behalf of the studio.
A little bit, yeah.
They're not
definitely.
delivering that.
No.
And so the audience has gotten smart to it and they're just like, now I'm gonna stay home.
If it's optional,
Right.
people are going to take the option to the
Right.
easiest option. And
Give
stay
them a
home.
reason to get out the ass and
Absolutely.
get out the ass.
Yeah.
That'll make no sense. Give them a reason to get off their
Yeah.
ass and go
Yeah.
to the theaters.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
you
look,
see everything everywhere all at once?
Yeah. Yeah, I like
Fantastic.
it. That's the last communal thing. People in the
Bro,
theater were losing their
yes.
marbles at that.
Yes.
That was a shared experience.
That was shared experience.
And that's
for sure.
what people need, these things where it just feels
That's
like it's a
facts.
special moment that we all share together and then we can all walk out together and everybody can talk about it. And yeah, that's what it needs to be. It just can't be these things that are like wallpaper where
Yeah.
you just like take it or leave it.
Yeah, that's facts. That's straight up facts.
Well, look, Edgar, when you're senator, seems like this is going to be, this is what you're going
bro,
to run on.
That's the first thing I'm going for is the studios.
Why is this senator from Missouri attacking us, attacking show business?
That's the first thing I'm going for.
Yeah. No, this is, it's really, it's when it's special, it's very special.
No,
And-
you're right.
Well, you know, Edgar, again, I'm going to reiterate. I hope you set your goals on something like this and just
thank
do it.
you.
You're a young guy.
I appreciate that.
Edgar, I'm on the way out. I'm old.
No,
I'm
stop.
falling apart.
Stop.
I'm falling apart.
Stop.
I'm barely. My
Stop.
vision's going. I'm not
Stop.
even sure where is he. Where's it?
No, stop. No, that's what I was going to say. Because I was going to say, you were talking about you want to make a personal movie.
Mhm.
In talking to you, like, I remember you were just like, oh, do you like Kevin Garnett? You told me like about meeting him and stuff like that when you were directing like 2K videos and all that stuff. You've lived like, I'm not going to take away from the fact that you've lived a life. So I feel like if you were to make something personal, like a movie, it would be so far because you have
man.
seen some wild shit.
No, Edgar, that's truly nice of you to say. I really appreciate that, because it's like what that comes down to is ultimately how you choose to label your life. It's like you can
Right.
look at some things as being like, I've had a hard life, or you could just as easily say I've had a very interesting life.
Right.
And that's on the person to contextualize their own life. And I try to
Right.
look at it from the positive side. Nobody's perfect with that stuff, but that's you saying that means a lot.
Right. It's either somebody drank out your glass or you still got some water in your glass.
Yeah, that's
the phrase, right?
I don't know that. Edgar, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've been here for 8 hours. No, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to thank you for coming in, and then I'm going to take a little nap.
I think you should, man.
Yeah.
I think you should. I think you deserve it, bro.
Thank you.
And I hope that they take care of you.
Who's they? This is my own thing. I'm the only one that figured this thing out. Yeah. You're and what do you do in terms of podcasts? You've been on.
I used to have a podcast called Culture Kings,
Uh-huh.
and I used to be on a podcast called The Wokest, but I'm out the podcast game,
Okay.
man. I'm out the podcast game. I'm just chilling, vibing.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I would like to plug something, my girlfriend's graphic Instagram, not what is it? Instagram comic. Holy shit! Not
Okay.
a graphic.
So when you say
Instagram.
graphic Instagram, I was
She
like,
only shows dead bodies.
uh-huh.
No, it's an Instagram comic. Bad Comics by Anna. It's BADCOMIX
Okay.
by Anna.
All right.
Really dope, funny comics.
2 N's or 1 N? In
Two
Anna?
N's. Two N's in Anna.
Okay.
Very funny comic. I think everybody should check
Okay.
it out.
Bad Comics with an X
But with an X
by
by
Anna
Anna
with 2 N's.
with 2 N's.
Great. I'll check it out when I can process
I
information.
think read a couple of them before you go to sleep.
Oh, I'll really have a great opinion of them. I'll be like, this is the best thing I ever read. Like, what happened to it? I don't know. No, this has been so much fun, and I'm glad I got to know you over the last year. And I look forward to seeing what you're doing.
Man.
You're one of the guys who I feel like you got a lot to offer, and we're going to all be seeing what you're doing.
Oh, that's too kind, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for having
Thanks,
me.
No, thanks for coming by. And hey, Dudio, I'm going to play a record again, song.
Play Wax Cylinder.
Okay, very funny. A wax cylinder. Okay.